In this video, we are going to solve quadratic equations. We'll start with an example of x squared minus 3x minus 18 is equal to 0. So you'll be told to solve a quadratic equation or factorize completely. So what it means is that we were trying to find x. So we can factorize this completely or solve this quadratic equation using factors. Now, what we do first is we look at the leading coefficient of x squared, because this x squared is what makes it a quadratic equation. Okay, so the coefficient of x squared is 1. So what we do, we multiply 1 times minus 18 to get minus 18. So once we have minus 18, now we look at the factors of minus 18. Now, by factors of minus 18, we are looking at two numbers that you multiply together to get minus 18. Of course, we can start with 1 and 18, actually minus 1 and 18. Because when you multiply minus 1 and 18, you get minus 18. So minus 1 is a factor, and 18 is also a factor of minus 18. Now we look at two numbers, or two factors of minus 18, which you multiply together to get minus 18, like this one, minus 1 and 18. You multiply them together to get minus 18. But when you add them together, they should give us what? Minus 3. That's the whole point in this. When you add the factors of minus 18 together, they should give us minus 3. Now, when you add 18 and minus 1, it doesn't give us what? Minus 3. So we continue checking on the other factors of minus 18. We can go to 2. We can say 2. When you multiply 2 by minus 9, or the other way around, it can be minus 2 and 9. We get minus 18. Because 2 times minus 9 is minus 18. Okay? But still, when you add this up together, you don't get minus 3. So let's continue. We can try 3 and minus 6. Because 3 times minus 6 is minus 18. So these are also factors of minus 18. And when we add 3 and minus 6, we get minus 3. So these are the numbers to use. Okay? So we go back to our quadratic. I'll write it here. X squared, sorry, x squared. Now, instead of writing minus 3x, because we have found these two factors, instead of writing minus 3x, we write 3x plus 3x minus 6x. Okay, because we have found what? We have found the two factors, 3 and minus 6x. When we have put here 3x minus 6x, you get minus 3x. So this is actually the same thing. 3x minus 6x is the same as minus 3x. Then remember, we have our minus 18 there. So we continue with our quadratic, and it equals to 0. So this is basically the same equation. This is similar to this, because 3x minus 6x has replaced minus 3x using these factors. These numbers that we found can work. So once we reach this point, we are going to factorize these two terms together and also those together. Let's start with x squared and 3x. We are looking at x squared and 3x. We look at what is common between x squared and 3x. From what I see, x is in x squared and x is also in 3x. So we write x, open brackets, x squared divided by x is x. 3x divided by x, which we have put outside, is 3. So that's why we have here a plus 3. Then we look at The next two, minus 6x and minus 18. I can see 6 is common here, and it's also here because 6 goes into 18. Then also there's a minus here and a minus here, so the minus is also common. So we can write a minus 6 outside the brackets. 6x divided by 6 is an x. We write the x inside. 18 divided by 6 is 3. So we write plus 3. Remember, the minus is already catered for out here. So we write plus 3 is equal to 0. So now this is the same, x plus 3 and x plus 3 is the same. So what we write here will be x plus 3, open brackets, x minus 6 is equal to 0. Okay. Then at this point, either this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 0. So we can start with x plus 3 equaling it to 0. Once we have this, we can minus 3 on both sides. Minus 3, we shall have x is equal to minus 3. We can also write x minus 6 is equal to 0. Then we plus x on either side, plus x. We shall have x is equal to 6. So we have actually solved our quadratic equation. We have x is equal to minus 3 and x is equal to 6. I hope this video is helpful.